bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You got the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Clint Scott with Chris Snead and Jackson Frazier. Jackson, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Too bad. Can't complain. Hey, hit us up on the 8th Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, questions, all of that. Welcome there. We get this on the chat line. Saw you getting soaked in Athens a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah, that was great. Great weather. We got all 4 seasons in one game.
What's the worst to ref in? Just insane,
Snow,
humid
sleet,
heat? Sleet? Okay.
Because everything gets slippery. The field gets slippery. The ball gets slippery. And it's cold and it's wet.
Now, if I don't put in moisture with it, if I just go insane cold or insane heat?
Insane. Cold, insane cold. Yeah, insane cold. I don't care. I mean, I can make it through heat. I just keep pumping the water there.
I wouldn't make it. There's a chance I might not make it to the goal line now anyways, but
I'm not
nah, he's got it. It's probably
I'm
a touchdown.
not trying to beat any 20-year-olds to the goal line
it's
anymore.
Touchdown.
My days of trying to beat these kids to the goal line are long gone.
I'm not catching that future 6 overall pick.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye to a D1 cornerback who's now saying goodbye to me.
Yeah. That's the bad news. When I put my hands up, something horribly has gone off for the offense. When I put my hands up for a touchdown, I only get to signal touchdown on like interceptions, fumble returns, and kickoff returns. Punt returns too. That means something horribly has gone wrong for the team that had the ball at the start of the down.
But that means you get to call touchdowns for arguably the most beloved play in football at any level. If you get the fumble return big guy touchdown.
Yeah, the fat guy touchdown.
Yeah.
Scoop and scores, interception returns. Yeah.
We get this on the chat line. And here we go with the refs are just as tough diatribe.
No, we're not. I'm wearing every damn thing I got. I just told you. I'm not tough. If I was tough, I would be out there in just my shirt with nothing underneath it. Yeah, I'm wearing like 3 layers of leggings. I'm wearing like 6 shirts. I mean, I even put, those hot hands foot warmers.
Oh, yeah.
I even put 2 of those in my hat last week. Yeah, I mean, we're not saying anything about referees are just as tough. You know what the referees don't get to do, though? We don't get to go sit down on the sideline after every series and put our hands up against that little heater.
Uh-huh.
See on that heated seat? No.
We don't have like the mega jacket that's half robe.
We don't get to do that either.
Half blanket. the hand warmer in the hat. That's a smart move.
Yeah, it was a
smart move.
Hey, you figure out different places you can stick those hand warmers. Yeah.
We get this on the chat line. Slowly and methodically has been Tech's MO this year. Just don't change that and don't get impatient.
Yep.
We get Tech. We'll give Tech the best chance versus the cloud.
You got to. If you think you're gonna do what you go out there and you're gonna hit a 25-yard play over the top of that deal, no, they're daring you to do that. So just take the 3 and 4 yards they're gonna give you every time. I mean, you're gonna have a 17-play drive that's gonna take 8.5 minutes, but that's what you're gonna need to do. And then you need to stop them because they can't move the ball. But if you're gonna score against them, you're gonna have long, drawn out, drives 3 and 4 yards at a time. Nothing wrong with it.
It's not going to be smooth on offense.
No, it's not.
There's going to be times that it looks rough and it's going to be frustrating, and you're going to be saying exactly what every other Big 12 team that's faced them is. Why is this so ugly at times? The problem is you can't lean into that and you can't let it frustrate you. This is facing Iowa State. The one team that really doesn't have a good, strong will and will shut down is West Virginia. And that's exactly why they got blown out. That's why Iowa State scored 31 on them.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be a game of patience.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you try to force the issue, it's going to go south, and it may go south fast.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you try to force the issue and you give them a short field a couple of times, you're going to put yourself in a position where you can't catch up. I mean, hey, they're content to beat you 12-9. I mean, they're not saying we're not looking for any style points. we're content to win this game 12-9. Now they can't do it very often, and the offense hasn't shown up, and their defense hasn't been able to keep teams out of the end zone. I mean, they're losing games 20 to 17 a lot, and they're content to beat you 12-9.
That was one of the when you look at West Virginia's offense, I actually thought they were rushing against Iowa State fairly well. But the problem is they keep trying to force it to what they view as their strengths, which they do have two big receivers. That time, JT Daniels, still at that point looked like a decent Big 12 quarterback, which he got benched on Saturday to Garrett Green, who looked great against Oklahoma. But you look at that's exactly what they tried to do. They kept trying to force the issue. Iowa State said, please, we'll just keep knocking down passes. We'll keep frustrating you. And then eventually, short fields and short drives, our terrible offense will break through, and that's how they scored. So, I mean, you can't go back into old habits, which hopefully are old habits, but, I mean, you'll find that out on Saturday. The nice thing is, though, like you said, that offensive line is bad. Tyree Wilson, I mean, it's a shame and hurts just to have him out in general, but I think you're going to see a lot of pressure forced, or at least I hope you will, because that offensive line has not done a lot of good things this year to help out Hunter Deckers, who's, again, I mean, to me, point period blank, the worst quarterback in the conference.
By a long way.
By a long way.
Distant last.
We get this on the chat line from Jansen to you, the chiropractor, and he'll happily take you back to take your money to sell you a placebo effect.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you recommend there, then, Dr. Strangelove? What do you recommend? I know what you recommend. You recommend I go down to the local doctor, and he paid me 3 times what it cost to get not seen.
No, I have a cart out front that's pulled by a mule, and it's got these little vials. Make you feel great. Secret stuff. Mike's secret stuff. We get this on the chat line from Bullfighter. Here we go. If Snead runs like the kid in the Christmas Story movie, I'll definitely be winning this race. Ran a 4-point see you later 40 the other day. Snead better pack a lunch.
If Snead runs like the kid in the Christmas Story, what are you talking about?
I said you dressed up like that with all the coats.
All right, Bullfighter man. Hey man, I bet I'm faster than you in the snow running backwards, man. I don't want to. I mean, you keep asking for this, man. You're gonna get the smoke, man. You keep asking it for it, man.
I think at this point, I don't think it's asking. I think it's demanding.
Well, I mean,
Jackson, are you ready to take some bets on the side?
I wasn't even supposed to be racing him. I'm racing Choice. I'm racing Choice.
Is that one really going to be a race, though?
No, that is going to be an absolute destruction.
So, I mean, they say you can never look past an opponent. But
I'm not looking past Choice because I'm not racing anybody after that.
I thought we were. I thought the Bullfighter Snead race was happening, locked in after Choice.
Okay. All right, fine. We'll do this. I mean, it is what he wants. We'll do this. So we can do this.
This from Team on a Snead. What did 50 Cent do when he got hungry?
I don't know.
58. Uh-oh. Oh, that's always the worst. And you can't laugh and you're in pain. Oh, no. I didn't know this. This should come with a warning. Campus Theater is going to be out of commission for a while.
Oh my God.
Wow, the 58 joke got you.
Oh God, no. Oh, God.
Snead's out. Well, it'll be Jackson and I for the rest of the show. All because of a 50 Cent joke. Jackson, how's your back doing, man?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, not bad. You can laugh, you can giggle.
Yeah, I can chuckle.
You can. Are you gonna be okay? That'll look painful.
Oh, I have an impingement.
You know I have an impingement.
I have it's like that. My chiropractor told me what was happening. He said, I just got with a little, there's like a little shelf
Please.
there, and then it's like it's on fire right now. It just needs to calm down. And
Everyone, your best jokes on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We'll read them all.
please no. Please no.
Steve won't be able to walk by the time the show is over. 30 more minutes with
I have to
Captain
go.
Cedaroo.
I have to go on a plane to a place this weekend to referee. I can't afford this to be a thing.
Why, man? Why you walking so slow and so tight? Well, it first started with an impingement, and I started laughing, and people started.
They
telling
always
me
say
50 cent
laughter
jokes.
is the best medicine.
That's true. That's part of my cart. Actually, is just laughter.
Not right now.
Back with more next on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Good news, the mystery has been solved. Been alerted that the wrist clips are cufflinks. Thank you to everyone who helped out with the great mystery of 2022. It's Take versus Take, the fastest growing game show in the world. Play it every Monday through Friday right here on the Bottom Line. 100.7 The Score at 1:30. Your competitors today, myself, Clint Scott, and Jamie Lint. Jax Attacks has the questions. Jamie, how are you feeling today?
I feel like I haven't won in a month of Sundays, so not very good.
Let's see if we can keep that rolling.
All right. Clint, we'll start with you. I don't know if y'all have ever done this. I do it sometimes out of necessity of running out of one cereal, or just sometimes I like mixing it up, but just like mixing two kinds of cereal together in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So give me your favorite cereal duo, or what you'd think would be a good cereal duo if you haven't done it.
Lucky Charms and Lucky Charms marshmallows only. So I have extra marshmallows. No, this may be cheating, but I like Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor, and I love Cocoa Puffs. My only issue with the Reese's Puffs is I always wish that there would be a little more of the chocolate side and a little bit less of the peanut butter flavor. So it just makes perfect sense that would be a perfect marriage to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and just do one Reese's Puffs peanut butter chocolate flavor instead of Reese's Puffs peanut butter chocolate flavor. Right?
I pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick something that's not going to cause me to have a heart attack immediately. I am going to go.
Bonbons.
I'm going to go with Cheerios and Raisin Bran Crunch, because when I like to make my own trail mix, I like Cheerios in there and I like raisins in there. I think Raisin Bran Crunch and Cheerios together in cereal would be terrific and somewhat healthy. Somewhat. I just lost that point.
You were
I'm
heading
totally cool with that.
You were heading on the right way with Cheerios, but then you just basically just like fell off the mountainside with the raisins.
I love Raisin Bran.
You're killing my cereal joy over here. You're literally a serial killer.
Number one.
That is what you are over there.
Number one is Cheerios and Frosted Flakes.
Okay. What about Cocoa Pebbles and Cookie Crisp? Or Cookie Crisp and something could really work.
That is good.
Do you still eat cereals like this?
Yes. Those are the cereals I eat. What are you talking about? I just had fish sticks last night, Jamie. Like an adult.
I didn't know. I just didn't know. Okay.
Is that how you know you're an adult? Like you have your 30th birthday party and like, happy 30th. By the way, you can only eat Raisin Bran Crunch or Cheerios, the non-frosted kind. Is that like a rule? I didn't know.
I had a bowl of my kids' Lucky Charms a week or so ago.
Probably delicious, right?
It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I do have to give Clint the point, though.
Legally, contractually at this point, you have to give me the point.
I knew I was losing it. I didn't.
So this question...
I felt like, was it yesterday or the day before that I lied on purpose to try to win a point?
It was yesterday.
It felt dirty. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yesterday you lied about the Super Bowl.
I'm just going to accept that I'm going to lose every time. Okay, it's good.
We've done it. We've beat him down.
This question got asked on the show before this one.
What's that?
I don't. Something that I have to do for a little bit, but I didn't think they gave it the justice or the thought process that it deserved. So, if you were the head coach for a football team and you could only hire personalities from within this station for your coaching staff, who are you hiring for what position? And you just have to go offensive, unless someone just seems like a position coach.
So you want an OC and a DC?
Yes. And Jamie, you go first.
And I go first. I am going to take Dickens as my offensive coordinator. He's smart and creative. I think he could come up with a good game plan. I think I will take Choice as my defensive coordinator because I think he would be aggressive and blitz a lot. That's just kind of Choice's personality. So there's my staff.
I'm going to take Dr. Mike Gustafson as my defensive coordinator because, one, he's a doctor, and they'll call him the doctor of defense. And all you need for coaching is a nickname. You don't actually have to do anything. But also, I mean, former athlete, college athlete, D1, Power 5. And he just has this kind of, at a certain point, no-nonsense personality, calls out what he calls out. So if you're not doing your job on the defense, if you're not covering people right, he's going to tell you. If you're getting pushed around on the defensive front, he's going to let you know. If you're a linebacker and you're losing coverage, losing assignment, he's going to tell you, and you're going to listen because, again, he's a doctor. I'm actually going to take Jamie as my OC, and I think he's going to be kind of the quiet killer where he's in and he's just going to tell you all the X's and O's and kind of the same thing where he's not going to mess around with all this goofiness, all of this, nonsense. He's gonna make you feel more mature. If you're like the co-host of Chuck and I, sometimes you're going to ground us in a good way. And also, the cardio of that offense is going to be fantastic. It's going to be, we're going to be the fastest team running up and down. He's going to make us smarter.
He'll definitely be in shape.
Definitely be in shape. And I've heard how you coach Winfield. Really hard on him. So,
of course. Mm-hmm.
You know what? And Jamie's also going to still with that. He's going to still have some fun. So it just seems like a perfect fit. OC Jamie Lent, DC Dr. Mike Gustafson.
Well, usually I'm called OCD, not OC.
I think I have to go with Jamie for the point, though.
Yes.
I also think the practices between Choice and AD would just be fun as like a player to be a part of, to watch those two guys go at it.
Would it help if I had said Choice is my O-line coach? We're breaking ribs. That's all we're doing, boys.
No, because I would be the O-line coach.
Oh, D-line coach.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But last question. Clint, you are a top-level recruit. You are about to commit. You've worked your whole life. You're so excited. It's the national day. All eyes are on you, all the cameras. How are you committing? Are you just doing it a regular way? Are you putting on a show?
I can tell you how I'm not committing. I'm not having a shirt over a shirt with my chest painted.
Did that dude play last weekend?
No, I think he's still out.
Okay. I bet he was waiting until that game was over. Mm-hmm. I would pretend to be hurt too if I was him.
I'm doing the very classic. Like I've cut it to 3 or 4 schools. I'm at my high school gym or whatever football facility, compound, anything like that really kind of helped me get to that point. I'm having a small group. I'm not having like the entire school behind me, but I'm having like coaching staff and then parents, I guess my sisters, and I really wouldn't go like I wouldn't have a ton of nonsense when I do it because there's something classic about getting the hat. And they're like, Clint Scott, and it's time to make your decision. Who are you picking? And then you go, I'm going with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And you put on the hat, and then Reese Davis goes, there you go, folks, future Red Raider. There's something very just nostalgic. Like I just pictured myself doing that as a kid? Like when you think, oh, I'm going to be a future college football player. When you saw guys connect or commit like that, I always just thought very quick, clean, classic.
I would not be. It would be well known ahead of time who I was choosing. There would be no choosing that day. I mean, I would show up wearing red and black, and everybody would know that I was going to Texas Tech. It would be. I would want the teammates there, and I would want the family there, and that's really all I needed. So mine would be very, very quiet.
Even
and
as
there would be fast, yes. There would be no speech, and you would know well in advance who I was picking. I wouldn't be choosing between a couple of hats.
even as the number one, you'd decide early and just
Yeah.
keep it like it.
Yep. As soon as I decided, you would know. And I mean, I obviously can't sign until that day, but yeah, it would be pretty much a given.
I respect the giving out the answer and having everyone know, but if I was a top level recruit, I would like to enjoy the little bit of the who am I gonna pick?
Making it dramatic.
A little
Yeah.
bit. I don't want to go over the top and pull an 18-wheeler out of the way to reveal the logo of the school that I'm going to.
That bus.
But there is
He's
something,
outside of Georgia Stadium.
Yeah, but there is something about just picking up the hat, putting it on that I would go with. So I'm gonna go with Clint for this one.
Take versus take. Winner. Viking edition. You really had a slanted question towards you with the cereal ones to start off, though.
I felt like I was an underdog with all three of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think so
No,
with
not
the
the
second
second
one.
one.
I
Not
didn't
the
think so
second one.
with the
Not the
second
second
one.
one. Just the first and third.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With your when you're my OC, will you wear a visor?
No.
It's too bad. The guy with the rolled up paper that never gets taken out.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is now a victory Wednesday for one of us being myself. I was your take versus take winner. Clint Scott with Jamie Lent and Jackson Frazier. We've got the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com. Keep hitting us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, questions, comments like this. Keep kissing that hiney, Clint. No, because if I was doing that, if I was sucking up, I would have picked Jackson as my OC.
No, since he was actually the one answering.
He was the one giving the points.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
Probably would have gotten you the point as well.
Really? Jackson, you're so good. You can be the offensive and defensive coordinator. You're in the mind of both, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thetford and Ashby are the only answers. Oh, gosh. Those press conferences.
It would be great.
They would be great.
Those in between quarter interviews that they're now doing in the NFL. Those are fun.
Bobby Hot Dogs asks, so Clint, do you like fish sticks? Good reference. So, Jamie, you probably watch a lot of South Park, right?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, never. Never seen it.
Raisin Bran is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't do the raisins and the milk together. Strange.
All right.
I would like to, though. I would like to, because I know it's a healthier cereal. I'm going to stick with my Cookie Crisp, though.
You should do that.
Were you
Do whatever makes you happy.
Team Cookie Wizard or Team Cookie Wolf
I have no idea what you're talking
for the
about.
Cookie Crisp mascot? You remember the Cookie Wizard? He had like a cookie wand? And he had like a robe and a hat that were all cookified?
Sounds fantastic, but no, I don't remember that.
Then you had the wolf that came next and was like, Cookie Crisp.
You do realize I'm like 70, right?
Oh, well, I guessed
Okay.
82 that one
Yeah.
day, so.
Yeah. You might as well be speaking in Mandarin Orange right now.
This from Bobby Hot Dogs. Jamie, have you went down to the Raymar marketing department yet to get the oversized check that you will be handing to me on Friday?
It's getting ready for him right now. I think they're down there painting it. Have to paint his name on there. It's so big.
Do you ever have like random unrealistic goals? Like for instance,
Like
one for me is like,
hey, I think we'll get through the show with a little normalcy today.
no, that's not happening. So yes, that's perfect. No, but like I'm like, what would I do if I won the lottery? It's like, man, that'd be great. My goal would be to win the lottery, but I'd also have to buy a ticket first, right? Like it's not going to be like someone accidentally claimed it as Clint Scott and it ended up in my bank account, right?
Sure.
One of those has always been, I would love for someone to show up on my door, the classic big check, balloons. I didn't sign up for anything or enter anything. It just happened like, you won $1 million. I'm like, that's a huge check. I can't believe this happened exactly how I thought it would.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. I'd probably close the door on the people. Yeah.
I would have to make sure I was the one that answered the door because my wife would probably do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, it'd be the, but he's got a chainsaw. Yeah, but he's got Bud Light. Don't close the door. He's got a big check. Take the big check. How'd it get here? I don't know. It's a big check. Look at the number. That's a lot of digits. Trust it.
I don't know that I could. I would feel it was like you two playing a prank on me. You two are going to hop out of the bushes.
But if the chances, that it's not a prank and you get the check.
Yeah. So before
Worth
I
it.
grabbed the check, I would grab the hose and just start spraying down the bushes. Nobody.
Hold on. I'm very excited about this money. I have to do this one chore real quick. Let me pull out my weed eater and just stick it in this bush.
Let me hose down these two out here. These two hooligans.
I just have to throw this lit match over here just for a second. We would never. We might. You have a question of the day for us?
I do.
Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score is presented by Bizarre Solutions. Call them today for a free cybersecurity audit.
Okay, my question comes from one of Jackson's questions. And I want to ask you guys, you can pick any sport. Which sport, and it can be a position player for those sports. Which sport do you think you'd be the best coach at?
Ooh, why not?
And you don't have to be a head coach. You can be a position coach or whatever.
I feel like I know Jackson's answer because it would just make sense.
Safeties?
Yeah. Curling.
Oh, I thought the baton girls for the gymnastics team or the color guard.
The armchair, and it's not quarterback because it's the wrong sport. I guess the armchair post defender in my brain tells me I would be a really good defensive scheme guy in basketball, and I've always enjoyed different presses and teams that do that. I feel like I would be a good like pressure defensive coach, and that's really the only reason that I'm on there or on the staff.
Okay. So why is Coach Adams not hired you then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stop.
What's up with that?
He didn't accept.
Maybe it's the
I tried to give him
Kansas.
the fourth walkie-talkie between the four of us.
There's the Kansas blood in you. Doesn't trust you.
I did walk in. Coach, I have a great defensive scheme to help. I also have this giant duffel bag I stole from the Woodman Estates. We can use it on anyone we want. It's legal now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would be an offensive line coach. I think I would love to be an offensive line coach, actually. Like,
Don't you think that would be boring?
no.
No, that would be boring. You think that'd be fun?
I think it'd be so much fun.
Scheming to bang heads against other guys. I mean,
I think it'd be the offensive line. Being with the offensive lineman would be fun as it is, because I think offensive linemen are like kind of like not really the outcasts, but they're kind of just like the bullies of the team. Is how I see them.
yeah.
And it's just kind of
You want to talk about a thankless job, though.
oh yeah.
I mean, the only time you're ever getting brought up is when they're stinking. They're like, "What? Well, when are we gonna fire this Frazier guy?"
Exactly.
Like, our
But I
line
mean,
is terrible.
I'm used
we gave
to
up
it.
6 sacks today and rushed for -4 yards on 37 carries.
He keeps calling his scheme the ice cream cake system, and we don't understand.
But the offensive line is such a fundamentally a heavy job that people don't really know if they're like kind of looking from the outside of it.
Sure,
A lot of people think it's just like, oh, butt up with the dude and like hold on to him. But no, there's millions of different techniques and formations, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
I also
Oh no,
think
I
that
think it looks hard. I also thought that you were not allowed to hold on to him.
Oh no, everyone holds every single
there's a
play ever.
every single play.
In the history of football, everybody has held every play
Just gotta
ever.
know
Phil-
how to hide it.
You just have to
Spoken
hold
like a
them
true
correctly.
offensive lineman.
You just have to under the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I also think offensive line have the best position drills. Like when you get like the blocking dummies and all that stuff out. For a coach, that has to be just as fun to watch. And to be the guy, remember the Browns offensive line coach role, and every single time he said hut, his belly would go up, and there was like a whole thing on Hard Knocks, yeah. The Browns edition. Hut, 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 hut. Just like watching him do that.
Hey, he does it with Clint too. His belly goes up
Yeah,
too.
well, I mean, I was trying to do it. Just wait till I try to have a six-pack. I wish you didn't say that about me, all those mean things.
I think my answer would be a first base coach in baseball, because I think the third base coach runs into the area of like getting scrutinized a whole bunch, right? Like he makes a decision, somebody gets thrown out of the plate, and what is that guy doing or whatever. But the hitter pretty much makes the decision over at first base. And so your only job as a first base coach is just to yell, "Hey, safe!" You know, like try to talk the umpire into, convince him to call your guy safe.
And you're also one of the ones scrutinizing the third base coach
Yeah.
if he does something wrong. Like, I didn't tell him to go.
Yeah, I had him stay over here. Or you go back. Back.
Back.
Back.
Wild pitch. Go, 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 go,
Two
go,
outs.
go. Fire, fire.
2 outs on the ground, you gotta go.
I would
Back.
be the most aggressive third base coach of all time.
Mm-hmm.
The baseball would already be in the pitcher's glove, and I would be sending him around
Yeah.
third.
I think Coach Thomas for the Red Bears is pretty aggressive.
Be fun to
Mhm.
do the arm twist.
Mhm.
That's got to be exciting as a coach.
I like an aggressive third base coach.
When you think of like plays that happen from a coach's perspective, that has to be one of the more fun ones because it feels like you're involved, right? You just have that arm swinging around 360 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
throwing your shoulder out of socket,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get thrown out. And you're, oh, well, yeah.
Mhm.
I told you to stay. This meant stay. This meant whatever you do, don't go. It's the bottom line of 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is once again time to play No Diggity. We've got the bottom line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com. Clint Scott with Jamie Lent, Jackson Frazier behind the glass. We are currently, usually we have some sort of sportage on the TV in front of us. A little dead today at 2:15 on the
Can't
TV
find anything
airwaves.
worth watching. Yeah.
So we have it on To Catch a Smuggler.
Mm-hmm. Some of my new favorite shows.
I love shows like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never watched this one before though. I'm already hooked, so I need you to do the rest of it. So
It
I can
definitely
see.
will make me never try to smuggle narcotics.
Yeah,
Definitely will.
it will make you try because you
It-
feel like you could do it better.
It will make me never do that.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
so you're not like, oh, I could do that way better. They're doing this all sorts of wrong. Let me show you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Give me the give me the bag of meth. I'm gonna eat it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because that actually has to do with today's No Diggity situation.
Okay.
A little bit. Couldn't have lined up any better, Jamie. It's like you knew. Now, this happened last week. A woman flying from Fort Lauderdale to Haiti got caught trying to smuggle a gun onto a plane.
A gun. Okay.
So, no bueno, not good, bad, stupid, all of those, correct?
Did she do it on purpose?
Yes. And you know that she did it on purpose because her method of smuggling was on carry-on. She tried stuffing it inside a full uncooked chicken.
Chicken stuffer.
Who eats train? The TSA tweeted out pictures of after a woman flying got caught at the airport trying to smuggle said gun through security by stuffing it inside an uncooked chicken. They didn't release the x-rays of it, although those are probably hilarious. They did post 4 shots of the gun being removed from the bird. TSA also had some fun with the wording in their post. They called it a personal foul, FOWL. They said it was a huge waste of time.
Did you write these comments?
No, I didn't. I love this TSA group already. They also told other people not to wing it when traveling with firearms.
I wonder what the reason would be. Like, why didn't she put it in her regular luggage?
I have probably a bigger question that shouldn't be asked here. But how are we, like, because this was a carry-on. Apparently you are allowed to bring a whole uncooked chicken or turkey on a plane with you. Does that bug just me? It doesn't, like,
It seems very weird, okay? Seems very weird.
because it doesn't matter how bagged up it is.
I'm not bothered by it, I guess.
Oh, man.
If it started smelling, I would be.
Well, see, that's what I would think, because at a certain point, even if you brought it on, let's say you brought it to the airport frozen, right? And I guess you could have some sort of freezer bag, but still, you would think that at some point you would find out that there was a turkey or chicken on the plane. And this one was thawed out that she had. So, like, even if that's well sealed, like, there's thawed chicken juices now on the plane, probably some sort of smell. It brings us to our no diggity situation of the day. You should not be allowed to bring an uncooked chicken on a plane.
100% no diggity.
Bam. Bottom line TSA.
Or turkey.
Or turkey. Or really just uncooked meat in general.
Well, what if it's a like Thanksgiving crisis and you got to get somewhere with that turkey?
I think you should.
Drive.
Yeah. I think you should order.
Use a boat.
I think you should order pizza
Yeah.
and make everybody happier. I mean, I totally would get down with stuffing and mashed potatoes, some homemade mac and cheese, and pizza. Just skip the turkey.
Oh, man, that sounds...
Fantastic
Sounds like-
is the word.
No, I was saying that sounds like a mishmash of
Of greatness.
deliciousness.
Yeah.
Of something, because everyone kind of like, oh, what's your unique Thanksgiving thing? Oh, we have all the staples. You know, we have stuffing, mashed potatoes, all that, and pizza.
Yeah.
Just, I wouldn't put the stuff on a pizza, though.
I wouldn't either. I don't think I'd put any gravy on my pizza.
Jackson, your digitometer telling you as far as you should not be able to bring a raw chicken on a plane.
Was it like in the what goes under the plane or
No, it was
like-
on the carry-on.
Yeah, you should not be able to bring
Yeah.
a raw chicken on carry-on.
Putting it in the little above head compartment and like, oh, sorry, excuse me, I think I'm in the seat beside you, and all of a sudden little chicken drippings just hit you in the forehead.
Or it's just the one you actually decide to put under your seat.
Okay, so here's dark. Here's darkness for you.
Dark meat, I get it. Okay.
Darkness for you. Plane goes down. Crashes. All right? Fire, all the above that you would expect with a plane crash. So the investigators have to come in. They're trying to identify the bodies. They're trying to figure out who is who and what is what. They're like, what is this? What do we got going on here? Okay.
Of all.
We're searching for trying to notify the next of kin, but we can't get a positive identification on this.
On this very tubby child with small legs, the tiniest legs I've ever seen. How sad. And he tastes delicious too.
But he's a little bit overcooked.
Not where I thought that was gonna go, but Yeah, what is the what is the sleuthing there? Like someone, oh yeah, and you're going through the records, and apparently someone brought their pet chicken on board, and it this didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
Somehow it was plucked and roasted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, no diggity from me that you should not. And they say you. By the way, you are allowed to bring a whole uncooked chicken or turkey in your carry-on. Just make sure you don't leave any firearms inside. It's TSA, man. They're funny.
They
That's
are.
good stuff.
They got the jokes.
That's well done.
Just like the people who put up the signs on the Marshall Sharp Freeway and every other freeway you see, where they have jokes about. I don't know. It's Halloween. Don't drink and drive. But they have funny ones.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any offhand. Seems like you'd be a great writer for them.
Mm-hmm. Don't go to the afterlife and haunt people. Drive safe.
Something like that.
Yeah. Don't text and drive. We'll say boo. Yeah. Give me a couple minutes. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, I think you can do better.
Yeah, I can do way better.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same Jamie that had problems with the human meatball?
Seems pretty gross. Same Jamie.
Well, okay, so this is a good point. On the Yates Flooring Center chat line, no knives or guns allowed, but a frozen 12-pound turkey with a handle is okay. I wonder if that's a rule, because you would think, we talked about this with Choice, that you could really victimize someone with a frozen piece of protein, right? I mean, you could do some bashing, some battering, and not just to fry it.
When you do that, do you stick the hand up in and then
That's what the handle
just wield it?
You don't have frozen turkey boxing gloves the whole time. Come on, step up right here. I've got your turkey on my fist right here, buddy boy. Psh, psh. Like, I don't think it's like that. Like, that's what the handle's for. You can swing it.
Could you do that voice again?
Well, this voice right here, Jamie, it's my old-timey boxer voice. Want to step up, Buster Brown, you get knocked down. Turkey gloves. Ah. Psh.
Wheat strain.
Wheat strain.
Turkey gloves.
So I wonder if, like, that's a rule. Like, hey, you can bring the chicken on here. Just you can't have it frozen. All right, somebody check the temperature of that. Okay, 42 degrees. Bring it on. Safe.
That's right. Yeah.
Save the neck bone for me, Clark. That on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. That's good. J.O. watched To Catch a Smuggler. It is amazing the things people bring on a plane.
It is. It is very amazing. It is amazing how they try to get away with the narcotics, all the different ways. It's pretty interesting how.
What's the weirdest one, other than like the obvious cavity?
The weirdest one I saw was a doll, and they just started they broke the head off the doll, and it was like full of, I can't remember what it was, cocaine or marijuana or something. I don't know. And then they just started breaking body parts, and you'd see all sorts of pills and drugs. I mean, it's crazy.
Could you imagine a kid just like happened to stumble? I don't know how they would stumble in this room, but like watching that, the terror.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You got the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Clint Scott with Jamie Lent and Jackson Frazier. 30 more minutes with us. Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, all that. The XFL draft is going on. Jackson, you had updating news for us, correct?
Yes, with the 67th pick, the San Antonio Brahmas selected TJ Vasher.
Oh,
Hey, there you go.
So Red Raider in the XFL right now.
And I really enjoyed the first go around. I know some people have problems with spring leagues, right? And I understand. And is it going to be my first choice as far as some of the spring sports that are going on? No, I'm going to be watching basketball over it when it comes to head-on-head competition. But when you look at the 2020 version during that COVID year, I actually thought the XFL, compared to the USFL, because they both kind of started, ended, started back up, and all that stuff. And the USFL was okay this past spring, but I thought the XFL product in 2020 looked really good on the field, and I thought was giving players a good avenue. I mean, you got some guys that made an NFL roster. It wasn't a huge percentage, but I'm for it. I'm not going to be just it's never going to last as a league. Well, it's not and shouldn't be competing with the NFL, right? The NFL is top dog. It will always be top dog. It's not an AFL NFL fight. We're going to have a merger. It's not an NBA ABA fight. And I think, to the USFL's credit as well, I think they both really have accepted that and say, hey, we're not saying we're just as big as the NFL.
Right.
You're never going to be. You're not even as big as college football. I mean, that's the whole reason why you're playing it in the spring. But I'm excited to watch some XFL this year because I like the product that they had in 2020.
Which product was last year?
USFL.
Yeah, I thought the USFL, I watched it once, and I thought the quality of the play looked pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I am kind of with you, Clint, in the fact that it's not high on my priority list of things to watch. I mean, I doubt that I'll watch it all, but I'm also not one of those people that gets outraged because it's there. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Watch something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
We should get rid of it. We can't have two leagues. Well, this is a good avenue too. The NFL, and I guess you could say, well, college football is its minor league, which would be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, this is another avenue, and you never know what could happen. I mean, if it's stuck around for multiple years, there's a legitimate chance you could look back and go, hey, look at this guy who showed some stuff that people were unsure about in the XFL or USFL, and now he's a all-pro.
Sure, that's what they need to have happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing when you had the Arena League, and the Arena League was a lot bigger than what it was at the time, right? You had people coming from that every once in a while.
Sure.
Kurt Warner.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get the having a huge problem with it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I'm going to watch more baseball that time of the year than anything else. But, I mean, if you're a football fan and you want more football, then enjoy it. Have fun.
I'm just glad they didn't do what the original XFL was. That was a mess.
It was crazy.
That was fun for about the first 10 minutes of it.
I think some of the tweaked rules there are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything like you see as far as like kickoff rules or anything like that you wish the NFL would adopt? That's the other thing too. It's nice that they can do some different things and test it out. And if you're the NFL too, on top of it, not only do you get a look at players, you might get a look at rules that you might want to instill or go, yeah, we're absolutely not ever going to do that.
I mean, the Sky Cam came from the XFL.
That's true. Yeah. That's a good point. Well, that's something else when I look at as far as the XFL to the USFL, the production side of it, I liked a little bit more with the XFL. But again, I don't have a big enough opinion on it to really call out one or the other. But
yeah, I'd have to. You'd have to read me the list of the tweaked rules again because I just don't remember what they were.
I know their like point conversion is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's options between like a 1 point, 2 point, 3 point conversion.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the more points you start out farther back until I think like a 3 point conversion is basically kind of like a 4th and goal from the 10 type scenario.
Let's see. You hit point after touchdown. This was from the 2020 rules, which I'm assuming I didn't see that they're going to change anything up from that view.
I haven't seen anything about rule changing.
Yeah, so that's right. After a touchdown, the team had the option of running a play from the 2, 5, or 10-yard line worth 1, 2, or 3 points, respectively. The team must run an offensive play, and no kicking plays are allowed. If the defense is able to cause a turnover and return the ball to the opponent's end zone, the resulting score is equal to the number of points the offense was attempting to score on its PAT. Something different.
Yeah,
Kinda
fair.
cool.
I'm fine with
I like
that.
it. That's right, because there were some like weird scores where you're just like thinking of football scores in general.
I'm super excited for these spring leagues. I think it'll be a cool way to it'd have to develop, but I think it'd be a great way that y'all were kind of talking about of like developing a minor league for the NFL and seeing players, because the NFL has such a short window of like getting to try out for it. If you don't do good your first time around, you usually don't get a second try.
When it gives you another look, I mean, you would think if you could really make it the progression of college play to a step up in XFL or USFL to a step up in the NFL, if you could get it to that point, have it organized enough and the play be to that level, then you have some of those, if you're an NFL team, some of those fringe guys that maybe just missed a roster in the NFL, got cut, and you like, but you just didn't see enough of them as a coach. And then you can tell them, hey, go work on these, and we'll see you next season.
Yeah, and they have an opportunity to develop and get better, and that gives them an opportunity to do that as far in playing against good quality players and seeing having coaches and scouts be able to watch them.
So here's another rule. This was one. The punting team cannot release past the line of scrimmage until the ball is kicked, trying to make that safer, but also having an avenue for return where a guy's not just going to get smoked like he is every other play, a little bit safer, but also having the returnability. I like that one. I'm not like anti the kick rules. Like, kind of seems some of the outrage factor at times. All right, it's time for This Day in Sports History. So in 1924, the Cleveland Bulldogs would lose 12-7, speaking of weird football scores, to the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets at Dunfield, but in a 31-game undefeated streak, an NFL and Major League Football record.
Dunfield.
Bulldogs, what are you doing? 1926, New York Rangers Ice Hockey Club's first game would be played. It beat the Montreal Maroons 1-0 at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
What a bunch of maroons.
It's a great Bugs Bunny line. 1957, for the Celtics, Bill Russell would set an NBA record of 49 rebounds as Boston would beat Philadelphia 111-89 there at Boston Gardens. Same day, same year, in 1957, Oklahoma would see their win streak end at 47 after losing 7-0 to Notre Dame at Memorial Stadium. 1976, Rick Barry would end a then longest NBA free throw streak of 60. Wow. What's the most you've made in a row?
It happened about a month and a half ago, 33.
Wow.
And it was my first 33 shots of the day. I just picked up the ball at the free throw line. I had been working with the daughter, and she went to grab a bottle of water to get a drink real quick, and as we always do at that moment, I start shooting free throws until I miss, and I got to 33. And for like the last 15, she was rebounding and like throwing them at my ankles and rolling them and making me step off the line. But I don't know, I just kept knocking them down. It was the craziest thing ever. Yeah.
So when you got to like 34 and you missed, you're like, all right, pack it up. We're done.
No.
Tonight's over.
No. She still had to work.
Oh.
My work was done, but hers was not.
All right, you can't leave until you've beat my streak.
Yeah.
You may be sleeping in the gym.
We sure hers in groups of 25, and I mean it was like a week before that she got to 24 in a row and missed the 25th. I was so disappointed in her.
It's kind of work ethic that's going to be a really good offensive coordinator for the Fighting Clint
Yeah,
Scott
right.
Vikings.
Yeah.
As soon as we get that OC visor, we're going to trestle you up. We're going to get you those little teeny tiny glasses,
Oh yeah.
sweater vest.
I'll
and
rock a
visor.
sweater vest, but the visor no.
Why not? What's wrong with the visor?
I'm not a visor guy.
Even if it helps you as an offensive coordinator?
I don't think it does.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because it gives breathability to the head, but still, blocks the sun from the eyes.
Yeah.
Isn't what they say?
Mm-hmm. Coach Catley's not a visor guy, is he? He's wearing a hat. He's rocking a real hat.
You had to think
Yeah, he's rocking a real hat. He's not wearing the half a hat.
half a hat. No, I'm anti-visor too.
Good.
Unless you want to wear one as the offensive coordinator.
I don't.
What's our offense going to be?
Score touchdowns.
I like it. That's the ingenuity we need for the Viking squad. Back for one more on the bottom line. You've got us on 100.7 The Score.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.